you imagine hundreds of people dancing uncontrollably in the streets? Not for fun, not for a festival, but dancing for days, weeks, even months, until their bodies gave out and they dropped dead from exhaustion. This isn't a scene from a horror movie. This is the true story of the dancing plague of 1518. It all started in Strasbourg, a city in what was then the Holy Roman Empire. In July of that year, a woman named Frau Trophea stepped out of her house and just started to dance. There was no music, no audience, just a silent, frantic dance that went on for hours. She didn't stop to eat, drink, or sleep. Her husband begged her to stop, but she couldn't. Within a week, she wasn't alone. Dozens more had joined her, their bodies twisting and jerking in the same unstoppable rhythm. The city's leaders were baffled. They consulted doctors who declared it a case of hot blood. Their bizarre prescription: more dancing. They believed the afflicted needed to literally dance the fever out of their systems, so they cleared out public halls, built a stage in the middle of the market, and even hired musicians to keep the beat going. But this only made things worse. The music seemed to fuel the frenzy, and the sight of the official stages drew even more people into the bizarre, deadly dance. By August, the plague had reached its peak. Over 400 people were caught in its grip. The scene was horrifying. People danced until their feet were bloody and their bones were showing. They screamed in pain and terror but were physically unable to stop moving. As the days turned into weeks, the dancers began to die. They collapsed from heart attacks, strokes, and sheer exhaustion. Some reports claim as many as 15 people were dying each day. The city that had once tried to encourage the dance was now filled with the sounds of weeping and the sight of bodies being carried away. So what caused this terrifying event? To this day, no one knows for sure, but there are a few compelling theories. The first is ergot poisoning. Ergot is a type of mold that grows on damp rye, a staple grain at the time. This fungus contains compounds similar to LSD, which can cause severe muscle spasms, hallucinations, and convulsions. It's possible the entire town was unknowingly tripping on poisoned bread, their bodies contorting in a way that looked like dancing. Another leading theory is mass psychogenic illness, or mass hysteria. Life in 1518. Strasbourg was brutal. The people were suffering from extreme poverty, famine, and rampant disease. They were also deeply religious and superstitious, living in constant fear of divine punishment. This immense shared stress could have triggered a collective psychological breakdown, a social contagion where one person's strange behavior spread like a virus through the community. Many at the time believed they were cursed by Saint Vitus, a saint who was said to punish sinners by making them dance uncontrollably. For them, the dance was a desperate physical penance. The dancing plague of 1518 remains one of the most bizarre and terrifying mass psychological events in human history. It's a chilling reminder of how powerful our minds can be, especially when influenced by fear, stress, and the behavior of the crowd around us. The story has fascinated historians and inspired countless books, songs, and even video games. It forces us to ask unsettling questions about the line between mind and body, sanity and madness. To this day, the true cause is a mystery. Was it a deadly poison hidden in their food? A collective mental breakdown born from desperation? Or was it something else, something beyond our modern understanding? It makes you wonder, if something like the dancing plague were to happen today, in our age of instant communication and social media, How far and how fast would the madness spread? Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more dives into the strangest corners of history.